put a finger down if you like women. Okay, your turn.
Put a finger down if you want a finger.
Wait, what? My Hero Academia Season 7 has finally concluded, and it was amazing. Now, this video is gonna cover the second half, so if you wanna watch the first one, here. I was pleasantly surprised on how consistent the second half is. Might say even better than the first half. I don't want to get to the negatives. Yes, there is inconsistencies in the animation or storyboards, but the fact that the team can break the cycle where usually the latter half gets pretty rushed and limited because of the schedule is catching up to them. I'm not saying this season is anything different. The production time is still the same as the previous seasons. The last episode of this season was only finished 2 or 3 days before it aired, which is pretty normal for My Hero. The episode count being 21 episodes definitely helped them, although that cliffhanger was evil. This season was more demanding because it was just a war throughout, besides some flashbacks, flash, bang. It was action-packed. The design is not the easiest to draw, so the staff knew that they couldn't do much ambitious stuff. They opted for more consistency in the drawings that's manga accurate and just the overall polish on everything. Of course, there's some scenes where animators can just do their own thing, like Norimitsu Suzuki or Nakamura. The surprising aspect is the art direction and overall composite. Yes, I still don't like the textures that they put for the terrain, I guess, but passing that, the dark sky really signifies how depressing everything is. And look guys, oh my god, a blue sky that gives more emotion to the scene. What? You can just see how ruined and depressing everything looked compared to where the city and civilians were all happy and loving from the first episode of the series. Just looking at some scenes is pleasing to look at, with like Bakugo's flares, and some of the shots in the Gentle Criminal episode is so eye-catching. Even some flashbacks gives more emotion with the different style of color palettes and added digital effects to it. The CG is another thing. I do think it's good enough still. However, the second half didn't really use much, even for 3D backgrounds, besides the large amount of twice. The CG Armored All Might transformation was nice, how everything just formed together. It is quite detailed, but the model itself is okay. Is it Love Life CG worthy? No, but it still did the job. Even with the movie that Infinite Tsukuyomi, wait, that's alright. Some of the animators that were unable to do anything early in the season. Since it is a different team working on the movie, I did get corrected from the previous video that the first 3 movies is by Studio C, the same team who's doing My Hero, and movie 4 is the only one by Studio B, hence why the main movie director wasn't Nagasaki. I don't want to sound like a broken record. I've already mentioned most of the staff in my last video, but to summarize it, Naomi Nakayama as the new series director really adds some nice visual style for the season. Yes, this director change is nothing crazy. It still looks like the previous seasons, unlike when Nagasaki was changed to Masahiro Mokai. It's still a one-to-one adaptation with some anime original stuff and cut content that doesn't really change that much compared to the manga. Tomo Okubo is definitely one of the saviors for the season. He storyboarded 4 episodes in the second half alone, 2 of them being important in terms of content, and directed 3 episodes in the second half. Shoji Ikeno did his thing as well. With the movie being in production at the same time, Tensai Okamura also storyboarded one of the standouts, delivering some of the most ambitious episode this season if it had more time, and the episode of the series for some people, or what Relux calls it, the faithful have been rewarded. He means like the texture pack in Minecraft Faithful, right? I have a whole episode breakdown for that particular episode. Of course, I'm not saying Okamura was here because of the movie itself. He had worked with Bones quite a lot previously, even as the director for the Darker Than Black series. Talking more about the direction, it's a serviceable level that every episode with the respective episode directors really utilizes the music that Yuki Hayashi has composed. You can make some of the best OSTs in anime, but if you can't execute / mix those soundtracks well in the episode, then it's not gonna make the same impact. Take like Tower of God Season 2, you can have Kevin Pankin doing the music, but if the directors are just incapable of using those soundtracks at the right scene, then there's no impact. Really nailing the emotional scenes and flashbacks, even if the episodes were nothing inherently crazy or just limited, they still put out a very cohesive product at the end of the day. My Hero always has that animator to do the highlights or to just make the scenes well animated. They always have a fusum that pops off most of the time to animate the important stuff. Yes, there's a lot of them, so I'm just gonna name the ones that stood out most for me. Shun Shibata, Koji Sugiura, Haruka Ida. Although his output is not as good as previous seasons, he still did his thing. Akira Yamamoto and Jason Yao is definitely the two that did the most in terms of animation. Yamamoto was really only doing doga work and second key animation for Bone shows, but he got the opportunity to show his true potential. Even if the schedule is not that favorable, he did a lot this season and definitely made the highlights in the second half of the season with the gentle criminal scene and this full body of mostly Uraraka flying around with perspectives changing so much. It's crazy. I'm really trying not to make a dirty joke. Jason Yao, of course, his very energetic style and timing of animating is a treat to look at. But my personal favorite animator that popped out of nowhere for the second half is Mio Nakano. She's affiliated with Dogo Kobo. Her first appearance was in Selection Project, which came out in fall of 2021, so very new. Did some standout cuts in the recent Oshinoko season and the new Bleach OP. The thing I like about her animation is that it's polished in a way that everything is good. Her effects, movement is smooth, subtle character acting, and the drawing quality is amazing. Even if there isn't an animation director like Omokoshi to correct her drawings, she really has all the fundamentals nailed down. Since the movie was finished like when this season was 6 or 7 episodes in, some of the highlight animators for Bones or My Hero animated some stuff, like Norimitsu Suzuki. Again, his output was nothing crazy, but it's still Suzuki nevertheless. Kohei Hirota and the main man himself, Yutapon Sensei. The drawing quality this season is immaculate. Every episode, mostly, besides like the shot of Kikan Tomakia, which is, yeah. Besides that, I can't really pinpoint on anything. Yes, the drawings is sometimes, or all the times, manga accurate, but it's still impressive that it was consistently throughout this season and moved. I'm not that guy who posts about, oh, this single frame looked different, or those fangirls looking at Shigaraki licking himself, going like, oh my god, Umagoshi did a lot this season since Yuki Hayashi is the main animation director for the 4th movie. Even if it's not by Umagoshi, by the way, I don't know if I've ever said this before, I love his design for My Hero, especially the eyes that really stood out on how it's shaped. You have other animation directors like Noriko Horishima that makes the overall drawing quality flash out even more. The most standout episodes in the second half being episode 11, 16, 19, and 20. Again, I did a standalone video on episode 19, so check that out. I don't want to individually break down these episodes, but overall, it's a step up in animation, direction, storyboarding, and mostly everything. It is what you get when the team gets enough time, well, for My Hero at least, for a more grander episode. Storyboards are more ambitious and freer, although it is still following the manga, so it's pretty strict on that. It's very cinematic and gives off that emotional beat that some episodes couldn't do, with some interesting ideas in the concept or colors to fully encapsulate a character's journey. In the action is a stronger layout, really showing how big the stakes are, or just the war itself. The way they put all of these scenes together with the music and inner monologues, it captures the essence of heartbreak, like you're about to get punched by Saitama. Now, lastly, the 8th season, or the final season, was announced after the last episode aired, which is not surprising. But people, mostly manga readers, yes, I'm a manga reader, although I'm only just finished reading when the whole war is done, but I'll finish it probably tomorrow. Season 7 covered chapter 329 to 398, so there is only 32 chapters left to adapt, if my math is right. And usually My Hero adapts 4 chapters in one episode, since a chapter is only like 15 to 18 pages, sometimes even 8 pages, to your normal chapter like 22 to 24 pages. You can get like 8 to 10 episodes next season if you're basing it off of the manga. Of course, there will be original anime scenes or cutting the content. If they put a recap as the first episode next season, I'm gonna punch my monitor. So if the final season comes out like a year after, so fall 2025, then expect the production values to look better. But if it's in the mid 2025, then GG. And the fact that there isn't another movie, so some of the big dog animators will be making more of an appearance next season. I know the movies are a treat to watch, but please, Toho. My biggest hope is that since Horikoshi Sensei is finished with the manga, he maybe could be more involved in the scripting of the anime, maybe adding some stuff that he couldn't add, because again, Shonen Jump. Dun, 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 dun. Or just make some stuff that he wanted to do more. Of course, as a manga reader, I have my complaints about the final war arc of My Hero, but hoping we can see another season 7 or a way better produced season for the final season. I'm not gonna lie, I was really reluctant on making another My Hero video since I already did 3 videos this season alone, so I was just gonna repeat myself in some stuff, but who really cares, and I'm saving my video ideas for later. If you guys like this video, leave a like. If you hate it, leave a like, comment down below what your thoughts on season 7 of My Hero, and yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video. See you guys next time.